Let's do this. Hello ladies. I'm going to just share with you then about how I would go about making the Indian head massage an hour. And so with all that you're training, usually, and when I teach Indian head, it's usually for half an hour. So you would do your Indian head process for half an hour, so that you would do, you know, your effleurage and petrissage and kneading and heel of the hand. You would do all the trapezius and come to the side, do all of this, do everything that you do, everything that you've been taught. If you haven't been taught by me, do what you've been taught by others, do everything. When you come down to do the arm, you could do a lot more. So you could do a whole arm massage, so that, and you could choose to do it seated, or you could choose to do it on the bed. So you could just do a little bit more here, or you could wait and then do more on the bed. It's entirely up to you. You can choose to do that. But what we're going to do is just a lot more. Whereas before we did a sort of shake it in little double squeezes, you then make much more of it. You make much more of, if you can see that, let me just move that back ever so slightly. I'm just doing much more sort of just juicy squeezes. Yeah, lots of juicy squeezes. Okay. And then when you come to the hand, so again, you could do this by kneeling down and doing more of the hand massage, or you could wait until you go onto the bed. You could do a whole hour seated if you wanted to. I think for me, if I was doing the whole an hour, I would do a little bit seated and then move on to the table and do some face and more scalp. It just sort of lengthens it out. Or you could just do it here, so that I'm doing lots of hand massage, loads of hand massage, because you could spend 5 or 10 minutes on the arms. You could certainly do 10 minutes for the arms, maybe even a bit longer if you wanted to. So the other thing I wanted to show you is that if we were doing a bit of Gua Sha, we bring this in nice and close so you can see this. So we need to just, let me just clip your hair up with my clip. Oh, let's put your hair up. Okay, oops. Right. So, you know when you do the knuckle pulls at the, you do closed fist knuckle pulls at the side, and also then there's rhomboid, and doing rhomboid. So get out of the way. Yeah, so there's the closed fist, rhomboid. You could incorporate the Gua Sha in this way, in that you would, so we're not doing, when I teach Gua Sha, it's quite rough like this, so we're not doing that. We're just going to sweep. So you're going to have this at your side, and we're just going to use the harder edge of the Gua Sha to do some sweeps. And you can see already, actually, I don't know if you can see that, but that's come up quite red so quickly. That's the beauty of the Gua Sha, that yes, you can do your knuckles, but with the edge of the stone, you're going to get this erythema super quick. And then where you would do your knuckling, you take the stone, this is in the store cupboard, so you've got access to it. Just doing nice circles with the edge of the stone, it just gives that harder edged frequency that I think is incredibly powerful. Can you feel the difference with that? Yeah. Just because the knuckles are nice with knuckles. Yeah. Let's face it. So we're going to do both. So it doesn't. You do your knuckles, you do your heel of the hand, and you use the stone. So it's just a bit of an addition. And then when you come to do the neck, you can do, so where we would have the head forward, and if you were using your seated acupressure chair, you could, we do the thumb circles. So again, it's just to sort of play and see what So you can do little circles coming up. And actually the stone loves to come into the occipital ridge. That's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Really nice.
Yeah. And so this harder edge, I mean, we haven't got oil on here because we're just doing a quick tutorial, but you're going to come up with little circles, but going up into the occipital ridge is fab. And then this looks scratchy, but it's not. You can actually just come up like this. How nice is that? It's nice, isn't it?
That's so good.
And, you know, so it feels scratchy, but it's not. Yeah. So have a little try on yourself before you even start if you want to just feel this. And then you would do both sides. And then, you know, you could, I mean, I like head massage seated because you can get all the way round. But if you wanted to, at that point, take client onto the bed, let's move onto the bed, shall we? And then, so you're going to lie face up. Okay. And let's have that here. Let's move it down a bit. Amazing. So you could sit on the stool. Oops, sorry. Because and that's the thing, is that you could go down the arms and you could do the arms here. You do all your percussive techniques and everything as you would seated, but it's just really to, you know, it might take you 1 or 2 goes to get it how you want it, but then you can come, this is really nice because you can do all the face work laying down, lying down. So the sweeps and the sweeps and the sweeps, and then point and point and point and point. If you train with me, point, 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 point and slide, circles. And you can just do some really nice effleurages as well. So effleurages to the face are a prayer position, either side of the nostrils, coming up the nose, over the top of the forehead and down the side of the face, coming forward and back with the heel of your hand and the whole of your hand up the side of the nose and the nostrils, over the top of the face and down. And then you can do lots of circles and massage. Usually just the flats of the fingertips, lots of circles. Do the masseter like we do, come forward. So everything that we've done and more. And then when it comes to the head, you can do head squeeze and lift. And then to do the scalp, you want to take the head to the side. So you would be taking the head to the side. And again, you can choose if you want to do this seated, but I just take it to the side and we're going to do scrubbing, scrubbing. And I might just choose, you can either do to the other side, because in this way your head's going to be going from side to side. So you could then choose to go deep, or you could do the scrubbing and then just roll the head the other way and do the scrubbing that way. Okay. And nice deep conditioning. And then coming to the center again. You might want to take a moment just to pause. You could do some scrunching just at the top as one scrunch in the center, and then take the head to the side. That's the only thing about doing all of this lying down, is the head's going to swing from side to side. But as long as you give a little bit of a break, you're not going to get dizzy. Little scrunches. So, you know, when we're doing it seated and we're trying to fit it all into a half hour, it all happens quite quickly. But what you're doing here is just slowing the whole thing down and taking your time and really just taking each moment, you know, massage the ears, don't forget the ears. But you're going to massage and scrunch, and so that's the whole hand scrunching. Then you could come to the center and you can do pressure points. So we're just holding pressure points. And then you've got the gua sha to do some nice circular movements. Again, I'd probably take the head to the side. Does it feel all right taking the head from side to side? It doesn't feel too swingy. I think as long as you do it well and you're not sort of like rocking and rolling, that you sort of take to the center and take a moment. So with this is nice, and you would do the same if you were seated. I like this little circular movement and then a sort of raking. And it makes this amazing sound that's almost quite musical.
I was just thinking.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
And you want to try and get as much coverage as you possibly can, and just take your time with it. And coming up here. And if you choose to do the whole thing seated, you can just find, I just think that sitting for an hour, although I wouldn't complain, I think sitting for an hour is quite a long time to be seated in that way. So I think half an hour is good, or 40 minutes, and then the last bit, because you could do a bit of head, seated. If you like to do the hair seated and the head seated, you could do this seated and then come on and do all the face stuff afterwards, and do the face last, and then do a little bit more head, so that you do neck and then you go straight onto the head. Maybe that's a good way of doing it. Do the neck, do a bit of head seated, so that you have the ability to go all the way round, come on and do the face, and then just a little bit more. There's no end to killing an hour, right? Is that lovely? What do you think of those circles?
I like that, that's really nice.
Yeah. You know, even this demonstration's been 15 minutes already, and I haven't even done half of what you could do. And just take your time. I think, you know, with an Indian head massage, as long as there's a feel of some vigour as well, so that there's a vigorous aspect to it, and calming and relaxing, so you have that very vigorous, and then deep work, and then raking and scrunching, and so that, you know, so that you've got a whole mixture of techniques in there. I think that's what makes it lovely. And I think it's a bit more than an Indian head massage. You know, put Heady Heights, because it's just amazing. It's more than just a head massage, because it has all the face work in it. And you could do pressure points as well. If you know pressure points, you could certainly do some point work all the way over the face. If you have that in your, I can send you a diagram to do some facial points. And then, or even if you just literally press in points in rows all across the face. So you start at the forehead and you sort of work in points all the way down in rows. Just by definition of doing that, you're going to be hitting acupoints. So, you know, just in rows going down. I think that, you know, it's just lovely. So I hope that helps, and if you find that you're doing Indian head and you're getting stuck, then I'm happy to do an in-person tutorial with you. That's not a problem. Maybe we could all get together at some point and work on each other. That'd be nice. So I hope that helps. Please be creative. So with this curved edge, you're doing circular movements and some sweeps. We're not doing any proper gua sha like that. Don't worry about that. This is just a harder edge, just to make that lovely, those sort of nice sweeps. And I just work really around the trapezius and rhomboid and neck with this. So the whole trapezius up on the neck, down, and down the rhomboid is really nice. Don't worry too much about the arms, although it's nice here with it's actually nice under here. That's quite good for moving and dispersing. So you could try that if you wanted to. And of course the facial work is really intuitive for yourself. So good luck, and I hope that this helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of confidence to go for that hour. By the time they've got undressed, I would seat your client with a bra on, or if it's a guy, without a t-shirt or a top on, with the towel wrapped round them, or a bra with a large towel wrapped round to secured while seated. And when they come to lie down, use that same towel just to cover them. All right. And maybe with the bed, you know, you could possibly get away with just dressing the top half of the bed without using excessive towels. Just use the one that they've got round them and one towel to cover the bed, and maybe one hand towel folded up like this as well here. So maybe something like that. Okay, I hope that helps. Please do contact me if you have any questions, or if there's any further demonstrations on this. But good luck, go for it, and please give me feedback. Thank you so much.